Greetings, guys and gals. Join me here at Success Over Stress, where the goal is to strengthen strategies that will defeat doubt, cure complacency, and strangle stress. I'm on the road to a healthier, happier, and stress-controlled life by taking control of my financial situation. With the right direction, so can you. All right, guys, gals, I am back. September 29th. Man, I've been going for a long time, maybe since June, May. I don't know. I tell you what, I've been up to no good. That's why you haven't heard from me, because literally I've been spending a lot of time working on stocks and trying to learn and reading books and playing with the platform. I use Thinkorswim on TD Ameritrade, and I'm there's wins, there's losses, and in the middle, you're trying to figure out how come you're winning or how come you're losing. You're trying to, once again, I always say it, you're trying to take inventory. You're trying to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do and that you are actually making moves that at least appear to be calculated, right? I don't know. I mean, some of the times you have like beginner's luck, or you just, like I said, sometimes a clock is right at least twice during the day. A broken clock is right twice during the day. So that just means that sometimes you make money when you shouldn't have made money. And that's not a good thing, because it's a false sense of hope, a false sense of performance, and you use that, and you develop a sense of confidence, a sense of false confidence, and then you actually end up losing a lot. So I'm back to the drawing board, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm actually doing what I set out to, that I'm actually operating from a place of structure and strategy, and not just blindly, randomly gambling. So anyway, that's my short intro, my update on what I've been up to. So I'm gonna try to spend a little bit more time back on the podcast and talking about success, right? Stress. I've been dealing with stress. There was one time I lost a little bit of money, and man, that was stressful, and my wife could see it on my face, and I was stressed out the whole day, and I think by the next day I kind of shook it off, and I used that as a pivot to actually push harder and to learn more and to learn something from the experience. And I did. Was it something that actually turned the page and made me completely profitable at that point? No, I'm still working on it. Maybe the money that I lost recently in the last day or so here, maybe that was the pivot. Maybe. So far, things have been looking good in the last day, but a day does not establish a trend. A day does not show consistency. So we'll see. We'll maybe have another podcast where I do an update for the next week and see what the outcome is. But anyway, I'm just about done. Oh, that was enough for a podcast, man. All right, but no, today we're going to talk about circles. I'm going to keep it short, sweet, and I'm going to read from the script. Read from the script. Yep, says it right there. Okay, so circles. Question: do you realize that you are a cog in the wheel, and that there are others in the wheel, or maybe you just truly don't even exist? You don't exist in the wheel of other folks. I mean, we like to think that we're super important, but when it comes to other folks, a lot of times we're just not as important as we think. But we do have to make sure that we understand that there are others in the cogs of our wheel that do have significance, and they help to make the wheel go round. All right, so the quote of the day is, "Your network is your net worth." That's by Porter Gale. She's a public speaker with over 20 years of experience, and she also has digital sources of books on Amazon and some other sources. I think that was actually the title of one of her books, though. I'm going to take that a step further. And so not only is it just your network is your net worth. When we talk about net worth, we're generally talking about finances, your worth. But come on, guys, your worth isn't how much money you make. Come on. Your worth is in everything else. What kind of support you are to other folks, how nice you are, how approachable you are, what your over under is in terms of what you give back, right? So that's your net worth. But I think that the saying holds true. Your network is your net worth. So the folks who are in your network, they actually will mold your net worth. So if you're spending your time around a lot of folks who are, mean and rash and brash and harsh, then that's your network. So your net worth in terms of sympathy and empathy and compassion will look a lot similar. So if you want to be more sympathetic and empathetic and caring, then maybe you need to spend more time with folks who are doing similar things. Maybe you'll spend more time in the church or in social networks that are support groups, or reading resources that are in the lines of fostering those elements. So this is a dog eat dog world. I said it. I believe it. I mean, it is. Your actions have implications, both good and bad. We love to see the good stuff and don't recognize the bad stuff that is actually associated with our actions. Well, you have to own those too. If you trip, you catch yourself, or you could fall. Those are two possible outcomes, but they're both associated with the offending action. So maybe the trip was an accident. It was an oversight, just carelessness. Nonetheless, you've got to deal with it. So what are you going to do? You're going to brush your hands off and get up, or are you going to lay on the ground and moan and groan for the next 24 hours? All right. You failed a test. You lost a job. You broke your phone. Big deal. What are you going to do about it? If you could have prevented it, you would have prevented it. Right? Yeah. Too late. So that's done. What, are you just going to wallow in regret now? Nah. You're going to lay around and feel sorry for yourself, or are you going to forge some type of plan to fix your problems? That's where taking inventory comes in at. That's my motto. Take inventory. All right. So it's important to set the foundation for networks. How I did it. Okay. Because a lot of things that you run into, whether it be problems in your life, it's important that you have an extension. Networks are an extension of resources, power, money, influence, even compassion. Networks are an extension. So when you can reach to a fellow woman, to bridge your reach, then it opens your eyes to your blind spots. You can't see your blind spots, guys. That's why they're blind spots. Those are the blind spots that make you weaker and more vulnerable, right? So get some folks in your network who can see those blind spots. Point them out. Give you the strength, lend you the strength, or at least point them out so that you can make a plan to strengthen those weak spots. So that being said, you need to have folks in your network that are actually good for you, not just people. I mean, you can't fill your networks with just people. I mean, fill them with dogs, right? Fill your networks with cotton, right? Because at the end of the day, as long as it's filled, that's all you're trying to do. No, guys, gals, let's fill these networks with people that pose a purpose. All right. So networks become your extension. And so you need to have, you need to broaden your reach, to broaden your horizon. So you definitely want to have folks that can add to your situation and not be takers. Now, you're going to be in a network for somebody else. And I don't want to say takers and givers, but you'll likely be the one offering a hand, lending that reach, right? So every network that you're in, you won't be pulling from the network. There'll be some that you'll be offering to. Okay, but that's why you have multiple networks in multiple different arenas. You have social networks, you have financial networks, you have health networks, you have wealth networks, physical networks, job networks, right? So there's going to be some networks that you're pulling from and some networks that you're pushing into. So if you don't know the difference between whether or not you're a giver or a taker, then you might be a taker. Maybe, maybe not. Well, give a little, get a little. And please know that you add value to others. So be careful not to let your circle of influence become weak, either in numbers or in strength. Okay? Now, let's give an example. Your barber. You go to get your hair cut. You go to get your nails done. Okay? Taking advice from those folks about, about your relationship, your marriage, financial situation. It may not be a good idea. I don't know. They may be a millionaire. There may be a great source of income, a great source of information about your income. So ask them about that. But in the quest for financial success, they also lost their way in terms of their relationship. They don't speak to their child anymore. They got divorced. I mean, whatever. But they may not be a great source for relationship information. So don't ask. And if they're offering, change the subject. I mean, don't water down yourself with just filler information that they want to give. Once again, I mean, fill your network with dogs and cotton and anything. No. Fill your head, fill your network, fill that stuff with good information. Okay, so finally, the quote. Your network is your net worth. This is powerful because if you associate yourself with folks who don't have the mindset or resources to elevate, then you always find yourself against that glass ceiling. I want to take this a step further. Net worth refers to the financial situation under most circumstances. But let's not forget that your net worth is not just a financial matter. It's much more than that. Okay? I don't want to be remembered just for how much I made. I want to be remembered for how much I helped and what kind of a person I am. That being said, in order for me to improve my social worth or my empathetic worth, I have to have folks in my network that can improve that specific net worth. So please be patient and don't expect one person to be everything in terms of your network. Man, not your mother, not your father, your sister, your brother, your spouse, not your child can do it all. Right? You need multiple circles. They'll have different implications. They'll have different impacts. They'll have different purposes. Do you have a circle for your financial worth, your social worth, intellectual, charitable, physical, emotional? The list goes on and on. Leave you with one more quote. And I quote, "Know where you want to go and make sure the right people know about it," by Meredith Mahoney. End quote. Yeah, so like I said, right now I'm really doing the day trading thing. I'm really studying and trying to move forward in success with day trading. Now, it's not easy. I tell you, it's not easy. You always hear that it's not easy. I'm telling you, it's not easy. But I'm also one who doesn't frequently give up quickly or at all. So I started this thing, man. I've had moments where I want to give up, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel, man. I don't want to say there always is, but until that light goes dim, Eric Garland will continue to reach for that light. I will make an inch progress at a time. Sometimes I'll make a step. Sometimes I'll jump. Sometimes I may slip. But if that light is still burning, I'm going to be reaching for it till it burns out. So, I hope y'all got something out of this. man, at the end of the day, know your net worth. Find your network. This is Eric. I'm out. Peace.